All right? Anybody who would like to start off? We have a microphone here. We have somebody with a microphone. And before asking the question, please introduce your name and the company that you present. Thank you. Just raise your hand if you would like to ask a question.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Janelle from Orange Magazine. This is for Miss Lisa. Given the iconic status of the Florante at Laura in Philippine literature, what were the biggest challenges and rewards in adapting this epic poem in ballet?
I think the biggest challenge was creating the libretto and making it understandable and cutting out a lot of the other stuff. I think that was the hardest thing. It's such an epic poem. There's 15 battles, if I'm not mistaken. So, we cannot show 15 battles in a ballet. It's going to be too boring after a while. So we really had to trim down the libretto and make it into a 3-act ballet that's not so long, but everything that is essential to the story is told, and the audience is going to understand what's going on. I think it was very clear what was in the short excerpts that we presented today. It's very clear that there is a magnificent story, an epic story, and that's what we're trying to tell without having to say a single word.
Thank you.
Anybody else who would like to ask a question? And please, once again, introduce your name and the company that you represent. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. Good morning anyway. Sorry. I'm from abscbn.com. Yes, hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon again. Can I ask first Lisa and then Mr. C after? Yeah, hi Lisa.
Hello.
Leah here.
Oh, yes, hello.
Hi, good morning. Good morning na. Anyway, yeah, I know it's a no-brainer for you to get Mr. C to do the music for Florante. Yeah, but Mr. C is not cheap. So was he the only choice for you when you thought about Florante? He's a national artist, of course.
Getting the music for Florante from Mr. C was my dream and my goal. But I will not deny that I was scared to ask him.
Last February, was it last February?
I think last year
last
we
year.
we were exploring.
Yes.
There were several names that came up. In fact,
Correct.
several meetings already happened with other composers.
Last year.
Last year, yeah. And then it just, these composers submitted samples of their work and it just didn't click for us, for Gerardo, Martin, and myself. And so, actually, it was Gerardo and Martin that said, can we really get Mr. C to do the music? And it's not Mr. C's first project with us. He did the music to Ang Mahiwagang Birin, which is the last choreography ballet of the late Tony Fabella, before he passed on. And Mr. C at that time gave us a fantastic deal. He said, you know what? Just give me 5,000 pesos every performance and I'm fine. And I'm like, can we have the same for Florante?
Wow. nasanay.
Si Mr. C nagugulat, minsan may 10,000 pesos na dumadating sa kanya. Sabi ko, saan ito galing? Sabi, nagdalawang performances kami ng Mahiwagang Bilin. This was like many years ago, no?
Yes.
So again, this is of course very different. Ang Mahiwagang Violin was a 24-minute ballet, one act, and it wasn't orchestrated. It was arranged by Arnold Buena. He composed the music, and it was arranged by Arnold Buena. And we continue to perform ang Mahiwagang Violin. In fact, I think he got 15,000 pesos from our last run of that. What's this? Mga kwento ni Lola Bashang, tatlong kwento ni Lola Bashang that we just performed last May. But when Mr. C was my guest in Art to Art, after we taped our first episode, I sneakily sat him down and said, you know, we have this project for Vite at Laura. Will you be free to make the music? You know, we're aiming for an October world premiere. He was counting the months to October. And says, sige, don't expect anything from me until after Holy Week. That's what he said. But I was floored when he said yes. Kasi nga, I was actually not expecting, I know that he's very, very busy. I wasn't expecting him to say yes. But when he said yes, I was like, okay, go, let's do this. Yeah, we're on.
So it started from his affirmative answer.
Yes, yes.
Yes, thank you, Mr. C. Yes. Sorry. When you said that you said yes right away when Lisa offered you Florante at Laura, and then I saw how tedious you were working when you post, diba, your music, or when you post on your FB. Yes. So how long did you exactly work on the music?
How long the music is?
Did you exactly work on the music?
Yeah. I did for Act
You
1
said
about
earlier 10 days the
10
first one, or
days,
12 days.
and maybe 8 days for Act 2. Pero cumulative yun. Ibig sabihin natin 10 days dire-diretso.
Yes.
Meaning I sit down pero I call it a day. I sit down for maybe 6-7 hours, just writing. Then maybe if I'm so ganado for when I wake up the next day, I usually write again. And then I just stop when I think, ay, puro gera, ayaw na, tigil mo. I really stop because nakakura na, yung isip ko, naubusan na ako ng idea. Gera na naman, every time I look at that. Kaaway na naman.
The book.
Naubos na. So if you ask me if I was expensive, very expensive.
Yes, I know. We know.
No.
But it's worth it, diba? Super
No.
worth it.
I will tell you the secret. The secret is the expenses in the writing of the orchestra. But I told Lisa I was not going to charge her for writing a ballet because with her, very thankful now. It's my gift to the Filipino people.
Yes.
Much of my big works, if you ask me, many of my big works, they were done either free or for a pittance because I really think that the most important works parang yung dedicated talaga to your art, to the people who are gonna watch. Sabi ko, as long as meron mo nang matanggap na labada na may mga concerts here and there, that can pay for my bills. So this one, mahal ang pinayag ni Lisa sa orchestration because I was thinking if she asked somebody else to orchestrate it, ganun din ang lalabas. Akin na lang yung pera, ako na lang orchestrate. Otherwise, sabi ko, ayoko na, hindi na lang pagawa mo na lang sa iba. But I was calculating it, gosh, The music is almost 2 hours. Ang haba nito.
Oh.
Sigurado ako, mamumulubi si Lisa if she asks other orchestrators to do it. Because I know kung magkano yung, yung industry standards. Sabi ko, ako na lang gagawa, i-package ko lang. Ayun na, sinabi na yung katotohanan.
Sorry, last. Mr. C, what was the most difficult thing for you in completing the music?
This one, I will tell you, it's so easy to
Wow.
write. You know why? Kasi nandun na yung, yung script, nandun na yung libret, nandun na yung kwento. You know, when a composer writes, and sinabi dun sa kwento, eto, love scene ni ganito at saka ni ganyan. 3 minutes. O eto, magbabattle yung ganito, ganyan-ganyan. 2 minutes. O eto, yung padre Toa, grabe sabi ko kay Michael Corozo kanina, sir, kailan mo ang Florante Laura? 1838! Yung tema na, yung tatay at saka yung anak, pinag-aagawan yung babae. Wow! And that's why if you notice kanina, yun for me kanina, kasi syempre excerpts lang yun. Dapat makita niyo yung lahat para makita niyo yung build-up ng characters nila. Pero kanina kasi syempre, yung tatlo, iniisip ko talaga, ano ba yun? Yung tatay gusto niya. Tapos yung anak. Well, for me, that was enough impetus to write music. Kasi that's why it's very important. That's why pag tinanong mo, nahirapan ka ba? Hindi. Madali lang. Kasi may guide ako. It's all written. That's why when somebody asks, hindi mahirap. Ay, nandun na, nasa harapan ko na lahat eh. Isusulat mo lang. Anyway, yun lang po.
Thank you.
Any more questions from our audience?
Hi, I'm Stephanie Maya from the Daily Tribune. My question is for Sir. Hi, for Sir Michael Coroza. Yes po. Paano niyo po binabalansi yung pagiging tapat sa original na kwento habang ginagawa po yung libreto na mas na-access po at kapanapanabik para sa mga modern audiences, lalo na po para sa mga kabataan po na tagapanood?
Well, question ng balancing. Una, I work with the 2 greatest choreographers I know today. Martin and Jerry. So, pag nagmumungkahi sila ng eksena, ganito, ang lagi sasabihin ko na, the story does not allow that. Alam mo yun, hindi uubra sa storya yung ganito. Pero, so lagi kami nagkakaroon ng pagtatagpo na ano yung pwede, ano yung may pahihintulot dun sa kwento. Kaya halimbawa sa kay Flerita, yun yung isa sa pinakagusto ko yung pagtakas, The Escape of Flerita. We added, may dinagdag kami na mga bahagi roon na ayaw ko sabihin muna. I don't want to spill it. Kasi you have to watch the whole thing. Pero may dinadagdag kami, tapos sasabihin ko sa kanila, okay, walang nilalabag yan dun sa istorya. Pwede yan. O kaya naman, ubra yan, meron isang ginawa about character, a certain character, who's this, Adolfo ba ito? Or Sultan Ali Adam, sabi ko, Adolfo won't do that. O kaya, hindi gagawin ni Ali Adam kailanman yan. So parang laging ganon. So kaya kailangan alam na alam yung kwento. At kaya we had several sessions discussing the plot of the Florante at Laura. Mahalaga yun. Tapos, paano yun, how to adapt it into dance, yun yung isa sa mas mahalaga. At kaya nga, I'm so happy also that now that I have been involved in this project, now I know how to do a libretto of the ballet.
Thank
Kaya,
you. For Ms. Lisa po, looking at Ballet Manila sa 2024 season, where does Florante at Laura stand in terms of the evolution of the company's repertoire?
Well, you know, judging from the the past, wherein our original Filipino ballets like Gerardo Francisco's Ibong Adarna, our adapted in our Filipinized Romeo and Juliet by Martin Lawrence, our tatlong kwento ni Lola Basyang, tatlo pang kwento ni Lola Basyang. All of these original Filipino ballets have extended reruns. So I actually expect Florante at Laura to be as popular as our past successes like Tatlong Kwento ni Lola Basyang and Ibong Adarna and Romeo and Juliet. There will be a clamor for reruns. That's why I told Mr. C, sabi nga niya, sayang, 3 performances lang. Sabi ko, huwag kang mag-alala, may rerun yan. Next year, the year after next. I think Ibong Adarna has had more than 40 performances already if you add all these performances. And we're scheduled for a tour, a provincial tour as well. Ibong Adarna was the first original Filipino full-length ballet that had an international performance in Israel for the festival there. So I really, iba pag buong ballet. It's different from a concert type where you have short dances, put together. Iba pag full-length ballet that tells a story as beautiful and as epic as Florante at Laura. So I expect it to earn eventually. We have to get back what we invested. And thank you for helping spread the word for Florante at Laura. It's not as expensive as a Broadway show, but I think it's going to be even better than a lot of the foreign shows that you can find now in the Philippines. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Last question, sorry. Last question ako for Mr. C. Kasi ganda-ganda ng music kanina. Your composition for Florante and Laura, including scenes of war. Could you share more about your creative process? How do you strike a balance between capturing the intensity of conflict and romance through music?
Hanggang bukas tong kwento ko. Medyo ko. Hindi. You must understand that I went to school, so I went to college, I took my bachelor's, and I taught for 20 years. So, lahat ng napag-aralan ko, lahat ng narinig ko, as a matter of fact, since maybe I was 60 or maybe 50 years old, I stopped. When I stopped teaching, I stopped listening to music because I said that is the only way I can clear all these influences. Pero yung mga deep-seated influences, hindi na matanggal eh. Naririnig ko yun. Ngayon, naririnig, for example, after writing it, when I'm writing it, hindi ko masyado napapansin yan. Pero pag narinig ko, ay, parang natulog nung ganito. Ay, wala. Hindi ako makaka-escape nun. So what I'm saying is, all these years of studying medieval Greek music, classical, romantic, 20th century, avant-garde, impressionistic, expressionistic music, lahat yan nagkahalo-halo na. Tapos meron pang pop. Sus Mariosep. Eh di, you can imagine kung saan-saan nagagaling yung influences. But, I'm happy because ang daming pagkukutan, and I don't mind, and it's easy for me to accept the fact that I'm really a product of my time, my era, and whatever you hear, That's me. Yun ang produkto na lumabas sa akin eh. So, when you ask me, how do you differentiate this from there? Ganun. Takbo-takbo yung isip ko. Classical. They burn. John Williams. Ganun. Kung saan-saan. No, I have pegs. I'm not saying na gayang-gaya sila kasi hindi nagkagaya. Ang nagkagaya lang yung feeling. Yung ramdam na ito kasi, if I explain it to you musically, merong mga expressions or mga idioms, pag sinabi mong nakakatakot, may intervals na ganon. Kaya yung new music, they're trying to find other expressions of the same feeling. Which is why that's our job as composers. We try to find new sounds or new expressions for the same feeling. For the same feeling of love, for the same feeling of romance, epicness, battle, ganyan. You have to produce it and lahat ng influences mo, napanood mo na sa Star Wars, napanood mo na sa Spartacus, napanood nyo ba yan? Ito kayo pinanganak. Napanood nyo sa Ben-Hur, napanood nyo sa Ten Commandments, tsaka The Robe. Ay, sorry. Hindi pa kayo pinanganak. Pero syempre ngayon, napanood nyo sa... Grabe yung iba rin yung tunog na, napanood na rin nyo na ba yung soundtrack ng June? Music pa yun, ang ganda-ganda. Well, it's more atmospheric. So, all these na pag-aralan ko sa eskwelahan, syempre you try to put everything you know. Pero at least ngayon namimili na ako. Dati, nilalagay ko lahat ng ideas ko just on number. Pero matanda na ako. So medyo, ito na lang. Mapili na. Sorry, mahaba pa to. Pero,
Okay. Thank you so much.
Anybody else who would like to ask a question? Over here sa middle.
Hi, good morning. Iboy Donato po from Flingeros PH Online. This question is for the choreographers, Jerry and Martin. How did you approach the choreography of the iconic love story of Florante and Laura? Thank you.
We started originally talking about films and what's the film? 300? Yeah, and The Great Wall, and trying to find a cinematic kind of effect that we could then incorporate into the style of the choreography. So that's where it started. And then we got into the studio and played around with movement, and then we had the score from Mr. C. So it all kept layering and layering as we were going through the process, and working with Sir Mike as well on the. Well, I think Lisa said it earlier. If we'd have done every battle, every scene, it would have been 10 hours long, I'm sure. Let's leave that to Harry Potter in London. You have to see it, the whole, yeah. So we wanted to incorporate everything, but within, 2 hours. And I think we've managed to do that.
You want to say? The approach of this choreography, sabi nga ni Martin, it's like a cinematic effect. So this is a different from other battles na makikita nyo sa ballet. The normal away-away na ganun. This is different. So ito yung abangan ninyo na mga audience na panoorin sa Florante at Laura. Yeah. We make it more interesting and more basta maganda siya. Manood na lang talaga.
Sorry, meron ako dadagdag doon. Hindi kayo maniwala, nagulat ako kasi binigay ko yung music. Sabi ko, sabihin nyo lang sa akin kung mabagal, mabilis, o kailangan extend, o kailangan iksian. Pero kung yung sasabihin sa akin, pwede palitan yung music dito. kasi sabi ko sa kanila, buuin ko muna ha, bago kayo magsabi ko ano yung gusto nyo. Alam nyo, nakakagulat. Wala silang pinalitan. Grabe, as in parang, wala yun. Kasi ano lang yun parang in-extend lang ng konti, inulit ko lang naman yung music doon. I mean, it's nothing new. I'm just saying that, wow, I gave them the music. Tapos sinagot ako ni Jerry, sabi niya, no, we will rely on whatever you have given us. That is what we will work on. Oh, sabi ko talaga. Usually yan, ping-pong, meron pang balik-balik. Pero I can imagine, we don't have a lot of time. That's why I didn't come back and sabi, no, we really had to finish it.
Some more questions?
Hello, good morning. Michael Pitok from Making Trends Danco. My question is for Mr. Mio and Mr. John. Sir, how did you conceptualize the set and design for Florante and Laura? And what were your inspiration for this?
John, I think, is not here today. But I got a call from Lisa beginning of the year, top of the year. And she said, I have another show with Jerry and Martin and Mr. C. Would you like to come on board? I said, yeah, sure. Sabi ko, is it gonna be another epic? Because the last time I worked with Jerry and Martin, we did it in Rebel. It was an epic thing as well. And Lisa said, resounding yes, it's another epic. So I said, go. But yeah, for Florante and Laura, we looked at basically the story, the narrative, and then I looked at research also for all of these places, locations in the story. The curious thing about it, as Lisa said and Martin said, is like 18 battles and different locations. So what we needed to do was to examine how to come up with a space that could accommodate everything and be all right for the forest scene and the battle scene and interior scene. So yeah, another thing that we looked at also is the choreographic grammar of Martin and Jerry. But kailangan, when you design for ballet kasi, or for dance, you have to look at that to create the environment for the dance. Fast forward to this week when we put in the set, with this humongous set, I could see Jerry's, I was telling Lisa, kung nakita ko yung mata ni Jerry, parang, oh my gosh, he was working overtime. It's like, given a playground to play. And he was like, parang, he was not overwhelmed, but he was like so excited. And when the dancers came on stage, they started sliding. And sabi ko, nako, parkour na to. So it's that. It's actually a collaboration between the choreographers. And of course, when we listened to Mr. C's music, oh my God, sabi ko, this is amazing. And then with my other collaborators, sila Therese and Otto and John, the thing really was to be able to see, kasi ang dami nangyayari. So we thought of color coding, the who's who, para easier to understand. And even for the set, for example, it's monochromatic in that sense, so it can be malleable for the forest and then with the caves and with the interiors and the palaces and stuff like that. So it's actually epic in that way, and we try to restrain ourselves so less is more talaga. So yun. But there's gonna be more things that are gonna happen in the set. Hindi pa tapos. But another thing also is that we have the luxury of having the space early enough. So when we got into the space last week, we were actually setting up there. And then first time Jerry went on and Martin said, he went upstairs and he said, okay, this is great. So the collaboration started. Even this week, the dancers, when they come in, they're going to be rehearsing also today after this thing. Daming nangyayari. So it's a collaborative effort with the movement. And hope I answered you.
All right, we have a room for 2 more questions.
Hello, Leon Sanchez from Dollars Philippines. My questions is for the dancers and for everyone involved in this production. How did you prepare for your part or your role? Thank you.
Hi. Well, I think, for me, like, we were given the book of Florentine Lab pretty early on. It's a hard read. It's an epic, like, I can see why it's an epic ballet. The story itself is intricate, and actually I was wondering how they were going to do it in a ballet form, so I'm so glad everyone answered the questions. So yeah, I think reading the story and then researching a little bit more, and I think kind of not really putting yourself in the situation, but trying to understand how the character would react in the situation of that time, and plus working with different partners as well, trying to find the right channel where you can communicate with each other without actually saying anything. So the time spent in the studio is really important, because not only are you learning choreography, but you're trying to interpret the story in the choreography and then interpret it with your partners and your co-dancers. So lots of rehearsals.
For me, fortunately, when I heard that we were doing Florante at Laura, I was very excited because this gave me a major throwback, because growing up in school, it is required, I think second year high school, we are required to learn the story. And also in our school, I don't know about others, but to stage school play. So growing up, looking at the higher years, unfortunately, I didn't reach to do the play, but I remember watching my sister and the other batches do Florante at Laura. So I was fortunate to know the story a little bit more. And it is a lot. It is also a lot of scenes and a lot of characters. But for me personally, it was my favorite out of the 4. So making a ballet, it's going to be more exciting. Side story. When I was growing up, Clarida was my favorite character. So to be casted as Clarida is like, wow! Full circle moment. But yeah, with preparing, it took a lot of research for all of us, from reading the libretto, watching old films, even just searching articles about the story. You learn a lot of things. Especially, I didn't know that, ngayon lang, I didn't know na there was an extended love triangle pala with the father and Aladdin. So, and it's nice na in this ballet, it explains even more, which is very nice. And for all of us, from the choreographers and to the dancers, we really, from the process, we learned more from our characters even more. So hopefully by the show, we get to really express the characters to its fullest potential. And even with the story, sobrang ganda. And
really hope na we bring the story to life.
Yeah, so it's a lot of preparation kasi it's a mind and body kasi nga we are dancers, diba? So we always move. And then, ang pinakamahirap kasi dito is to act how you show your expression sa audience. So minsan, kapag nasa bahay, may salamin, nagpa-practice ako or kami ng mga dancers kung paano mag-act, especially kung galit ka or in love ka. So it's hard kasi we don't usually act di ba? We usually mime lang. And ayun nga, since pinost sa board yung libretto, so we need to analyze the story, we need to watch some summary sa YouTube or Google to know the full story kasi nga we need to showcase the story sa audience para maintindihan ng audience kung yung what's happening on the story. And then, noon pa lang sinasabi na ni Sir Jerry every after Adarna, sinasabi niya na, next naman, Florante at Clara. So, dun pa lang na-excite na yung mga dancers. That's all.
For me, to prepare for my role as Aladdin, I think it was very difficult for me because his character is like there's a lot of things happening to him at the same time. So there's kind of a lot of mixed emotions, and it's a little bit hard for me to try and portray that to an audience, especially like how to make my face or how to show people what I'm feeling. But for me, what I found actually really useful is like the high school videos that they post online, like all the, like the DIY costumes and the scenes. I found that really helpful. But yeah.
All right. Last question.
Follow-up question for the production, please. How did they prepare for the part? For everyone in the production.
For costumes naman, so what we did was, of course, like everyone else, research and how it was written during that time. But we wanted to portray how it will be interpreted in the modern times, where even the young ones can relate to it. So the costumes are what you've seen earlier are not your usual, but more of our take and also from inspirations and ideas of everyone. That this is not your usual. This is not something you've seen before. Kaya we hope that you're looking forward to it, seeing the rest of the costumes, the set for the entire cast, especially when they all come together. All right. No more questions?
A follow-up for Mickey and Toma also.
Okay, how we prepared? I got a call from Mr. C and Lisa. I think it was around Feb. Tama si Mr. C kanina, wala pang 1 second. We said yes. I'm representing the orchestra of the Filipino youth. We're going to play the live music for all the 3 shows under the baton of Toma Cayabyab. We started with a 30-piece orchestra. Kaya nasabi naman baka masyadong maliit yun. Nag-increase kami to 40, 45. I think we agreed on 47, but when we heard the music of Mr. C, sobrang lush, sobrang grand. So sabi ko, we decided, I think last week lang, we are gifting, it's Lisa's birthday, we're gifting more musicians. So now it's a 60-piece orchestra that you will hear for all the 3 shows. And a bit of trivia for the musicians. All of them are kaya Orchestra of the Filipino Youth. They're all young. No one is above 23 years old. And I think ang pinakabatang player namin for next week is 14. So we're all looking forward to it. We said yes, this is an honor for us. It's a legacy that Mr. C is gifting us with. And hopefully, we're gonna talk, we're aiming for a professional audio recording of Florante at Laura, which Lisa and Bali Manila can use for future generations. Kahit wala na kami, yun yung legacy na maiiwan namin lahat sa lahat ng Pilipino and sa buong mundo. Thank you.
So for the process, we started first week of September. So we had 1 month of preparations. So every time we meet sa OFY, we rehearse 3 hours. So for the whole of September, every Saturday, we were able to cover all of the acts, all of the numbers. So I'm actually excited to meet with Valley Manila this coming Saturday so that we will be able to put everything together and mabubuo na namin all of the acts, all of the numbers so that we can have alignment in how the whole ballet will go. Thank you.
All right, so if there's no more questions, would like to invite everybody to come and join us at Costume Space. We have our ushers that will help you share the way. All right, please.